Surprise!
This video is probably going up pretty early because this is when I'm allowed to actually share this information, so yeah. If you're watching this video at literally any other time, it's just gonna sound weird, but anyway. Today I'm gonna be talking about Hazard Zone in Battlefield 2042, the secretive mode that we have known nothing about
until now.
So just so we're all up to speed, Battlefield 2042 is basically broken down into 3 different sections of the game. You have All-Out Warfare, which is basically typical Battlefield multiplayer. It has conquest and stuff like that. That's what we got to play in the beta, the 128-player Tornado Madness. And then there's Battlefield Portal, which we do know some information about. We know that it's not a crossover between Battlefield and the Portal games. But the new Portal mode is actually what a lot of people are really excited for because it's gonna have content from previous Battlefield games and almost kind of allow you to create like your own modded experiences. As of now, we only have limited information about Battlefield Portal and the games that are actually going to be included. And unless there's going to be another kind of reveal for Battlefield Portal that shares even more information, we're probably just going to have to wait until the game is released to actually see how it's going to play out. But this brand new game mode called Hazard Zone is what we're going to be talking about the most today because DICE has shared some information with us. We already kind of had an idea that it was going to be a squad-based game mode, so it kind of had us wondering, like, are they going to be doing zombies? We're going to have some kind of dinosaur mode? Maybe you take your Battlefield squad fishing and you try to catch the Megalodon shark. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but
it's none of that.
Battlefield Hazard Zone is going to be something completely different than that, but at the same time, it's going to sound familiar as we start going through this information. Here's the backstory for how Battlefield Hazard Zone has come about. In the year 2040, a worldwide blackout event reduces the total number of satellites by 70%. Tensions rise between the US and Russia. In the wake of this event, temporary low-orbit satellites become the new method of gathering intel for both sides. These satellites collect aerial photography, heat map imagery, ID scanning, and other valuable types of Intel Core i7 PC processors. These temporary satellites are launched and then brought down in US and Russian-controlled territory, allowing the occupying forces to collect the intel, which is stored on radiation-hardened data drives. For the NOPADs, the intel is valuable for their own safety and the safety of all other non-combative NOPADs. You and your squad set out to acquire these valuable data drives as the satellite capsules are being brought down. So what the hell does any of that mean? Because that's just the backstory. We need to talk about what it's actually going to translate to in gameplay. So for last gen Xbox One and PS4, there's going to be a max player count of 24, and on next gen consoles and PC, there's going to be a max player count of 32. Hazard Zone is going to have specialists, but your squad can only have one kind of specialist per person. So it's sounding like you can't have 2 Falks or 2 McKays. You're going to have to mix and match and kind of plan your strategies based off of who picks what. Apparently tornadoes can happen in Hazard Zone, but they're going to be a rare occurrence. Just try not to get sucked by one. Now here's where things might start sounding familiar for this Hazard Zone mode. When you get shot in Hazard Zone, you don't immediately die. You actually go down to like other
Battle Royale games.
If you can crawl to safety, your squad might be able to revive you, but if you're killed in this state, you're placed in the spectating screen. Your teammates are able to bring you back into the game, though, using what's called a reinforcement uplink, which can be found across the map, or you can get it as a tactical upgrade later on.
This should be starting to sound familiar.
Hazard Zone will be playable on all of the launch maps confirmed for All-Out Warfare, which is basically just all of the regular multiplayer maps. And so far, that would be Kaleidoscope, Manifest, Orbital, Discarded, Renewal, Hourglass, and Breakaway. Okay, so we've got a better idea of what the gameplay in Hazard Zone is going to be like. It kind of sounds like
Battle Royale.
Hazard Zone is kind of sounding like
Warzone.
So what makes Hazard Zone different? What's going to make it more unique and set it apart from other games? In a nutshell, when you drop into a map with your squad, you're actually trying to collect these things called data drives as opposed to just trying to get loot and kill other people. Your main objective is to actually exfil out of the map with as many data drives as possible, not necessarily to get as many kills as possible. For the duration of the game, there's 2 different time-limited extraction opportunities within a match. Both of these opportunities to exfil out of the map with the data drives happen at different times and at different locations. But only 2 squads are actually able to make it out alive from the Hazard Zone, or potentially none at all, depending on how kill crazy everyone gets. So what DICE is hinting at here is that this is more about using strategies and tactics and teamwork to be able to survive the match and escape with as many data drives as possible, as opposed to just trying to get better loot and killing people. So that kind of begs the question, why would anyone want to play this separate game mode to collect data drives and just escape with them? Why do you, well, like, what do you get out of it? Well, from the top secret information that DICE has sent to me, the meta of this Hazard Zone game mode is actually heavily influenced by the data drives that you collect. Each data drive that you get is converted into a special Hazard Zone specific currency called dark market credits. I'm gonna be totally honest, this sounds like the black market from like Black Ops 3. But thankfully it works nothing like the black market. It's completely different. And you use these credits in order to buy and equip weapons, gadgets, and tactical upgrades that are unique to the Hazard Zone game mode. So in a nutshell, when everyone goes to play Hazard Zone for the first time, it's probably gonna be a pretty even playing field because no one's really gonna have too many upgrades and stuff like that. You're not gonna have as many upgrades and you're not gonna be able to have as good of of a loadout until you actually start earning the dark market credits. And if your squad's an absolute beast at playing this Hazard Zone game mode, apparently you can get something called an extraction streak. You can essentially level up this streak by 1 every single time you have a successful round, and it goes back to 0 when you fail. Getting a high extraction streak will get you discounts when you go to purchase tactical upgrades or items from the dark market. And overall, if you're playing Hazard Zone and you successfully extract from a game, you're rewarded based on the number of data drives that you collect, and those turn into not just dark market credits, but also XP. So you can level up and progress by playing Hazard Zone as well. So that's basically all of the information we have so far for Battlefield 2042 Hazard Zone. It's probably a little late in this video to mention this, but this is not a sponsored video. I was sent this information early so that way I could cover Hazard Zone in Battlefield 2042, but I'm not being paid to do so. I just want to share this information with you guys. As far as it goes for my overall thoughts on Battlefield 2042 Hazard Zone, I don't want to be mean, I don't want to be overly negative, but I don't see this being a huge selling point for the game. I'm not sure if you guys might have heard about this, but there have been some leaks and rumors saying that Battlefield 2042 was apparently originally designed to be a Battle Royale game, not a more typical or traditional Battlefield game that has a campaign and multiplayer. When I saw those leaks and rumors, it was a little disappointing to hear that, because after reacting to the Battlefield 2042 Reddit and seeing how many people were disappointed with the lack of classes and the introduction of specialists into Battlefield 2042, it kind of makes sense. This whole decision to scrap classes and have specialists instead is most likely because of the idea of having a vision of Battlefield being a Battle Royale game. But here's the catch. Battlefield 2042 technically still does not have a Battle Royale, but instead, they now have Hazard Zone. Now, this is just my opinion, but I think with the reveal of this Hazard Zone mode for Battlefield 2042, we're starting to get a clearer picture of what the vision for Battlefield 2042 really is. It's kind of sounding like the game has a vision more similar to like what Black Ops 4 had. We have a first-person shooter that's going to be multiplayer only, so there's going to be no essence of campaign whatsoever, and you're going to have a game that's multiplayer is directly affected by the choices that were made for the Battle Royale section of the game. But there are some key differences between Battlefield 2042 and Black Ops 4, and I know these comparisons were made before, but now that we know what Hazard Zone is, we have a much clearer picture of what's going on. There's a good chance that DICE and EA wanted to have a Battle Royale game that could compete with Warzone. Hazard Zone is weirdly Battle Royale, but at the same time, not Battle Royale. It definitely 100% has some similar elements, but I don't think it's really going to be as competitive with like Warzone, Apex Legends, Fortnite, the whole list, because Battlefield 2042 is not going to be free to play. And unless they make the decision to have Hazard Zone be a separate free to play game that doesn't have a $60 barrier to entry, then yes, it might have a better competing chance. But just like Firestorm in Battlefield 5, if you have to pay to get in, you're gonna have less players. It's not gonna have as good of a chance to compete. So I kind of see Hazard Zone as more or less just like an extra little fun thing to be able to play within Battlefield 2042. It'll kind of have those elements of Battle Royale, but it's not going to be that same kind of experience. It's gonna be smaller teams. It'll definitely have a smaller overall player count compared to other Battle Royale games. And I think that focus on teamwork and choosing the right specialist for the right map in different situations is going to be more emphasized compared to regular multiplayer. And obviously in Battlefield 2042, we're gonna be able to play typical Battlefield multiplayer in all-out warfare. You got your 128 player conquest. Hopefully we're going to be seeing like smaller game TDM and domination, things like that. But I really do believe that the biggest selling point for this game could be the portal mode if it turns out to be hype as fuck. Having all of those different elements and assets from previous Battlefield games and allowing us to really truly dive into the sandbox could be massive for this game. But that's pretty much all I've got to say for Battlefield 2042 Hazard Zone for now. So thank you guys very much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Battlefield 2042 Hazard Zone reveal. Do you think Hazard Zone is closer to Warzone, or do you think it's going to be its own thing? I definitely want to hear what you guys think about it. And with that being said, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did and you're excited to see some more Battlefield 2042 stuff, make sure to drop a like. We'll see you guys later.
I don't need to die, bitch.